Hey, what's up, y'all? Back to do more videos for you to help you figure out if your shoes are okay. I love rubbing the label here. That sounded bad, but I do like rubbing the label because sometimes you can feel the tag, the chip, the RFID chip that's underneath the label. Sometimes you can feel it in these kind of rough spots, and that lets you know that the label is there without you having to peel down the label on the box, which I don't want to peel these all the way off, but they are not on very well on these boxes. So you can do that, and you can peel it back and you can see your label, your chip underneath the label. But let's get this out of the box before I start running my mouth. What looks like a Panda in the Dunk HI is not a Panda. There's this kind of confusion, and a lot of people are trying to like flip this regular Dunk HI that's just a black and white Dunk HI is not a Panda. The Panda is 103 on the style code. This shoe is 105, and I'm not even looking at it, but I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. But I'm going to go through it, and then I'm going to move it up and do a close-up so you guys can check out the small details on the shoe. But the most important aspect that I always like to get into on these is the QC stamp. It's on the inside of the lid, and that QC stamp reads 01-28-22-16, 01-28-22-16. So I'm going to turn this, pick this shoe up, see if I can find the label on the inside of this, which is usually on the medial side of the shoe over here, and that label reads VY, small code VY. The dates of production, and that's made in Vietnam. The dates of production are 07, 03, 21, 2, 12, 16, 21, 12, 16, 21. I'm going to squeeze that also so you guys can see that I'm squeezing it and you don't get a buckle underneath it, because when you have the fake shoes, the strobel of it is typically made out of just like a light cardboard. It's not even a good sturdy midsole. So you basically have a one piece of rubber that the shoe sits inside of, and it buckles because it's not a two-piece midsole outsole construction. And you can see the line here, it's not just paint. These are two pieces that were put together. All right, and that way it has a lot more sturdiness, and the construction is completely different. That doesn't mean it's like a great shoe. That's just telling you that if you get a knockoff, more than likely you can squeeze it, or you can squeeze it this way and you'll get a bubble in the outsole. But I said that date was, let's see, 12-18-21. Let me pick this up real quick, open this back up, 12-18-21, 01-28-22. That's perfect. 12-18, 01-28. It's longer than 4 weeks, but with everything going on, you're going to have a lot of dates that are going to be outside of the 4-week window. Specifically, when you have Chinese New Year, which starts like in January, you have dates that are a little bit distant at the holidays, Chinese New Year. Anyway, prior to even back before COVID. So there's that part of it. But I did tell you what the country was. Yeah, I did. You see the orange Nike at the bottom, not Nike Air on here. Let's go to the label, pick that up, and give you guys Nike Dunk HI Retro. And the style code is DD1399-105. The color is white, black, total orange. This is not the Panda. That 105 here is not the Panda. That's like when you go to StockX or eBay and places like that, and you're looking at trying to sell shoes. This shoe, 105, is not 103. 103 is like at $200. This shoe is at retail, and that retail price is $115. So the Dunk was $100, $110. It's now $115. So you had to bump up in $5. That's chipping away at what people are trying to do in like resale, and that's a good thing for you people that really love the shoes, because these shoes are not like getting jacked up. They won't probably go up in value until they're sold out completely at retail locations, and that probably won't be for about a few months or so. But it is a nice shoe. Still think it's a nice shoe, made in Vietnam. It's a nice shoe. Let's get to the close-up so you don't have to sit here and listen to me run my mouth. Close up. The world cannot get enough of the Nike Dunk. And they have been released in every color that you can imagine, making sure you guys get a look at the medial. This is not the quote unquote Panda. You can see this white stitching across the swoosh that makes it slightly different. I think that's what makes it different from the Panda version of this. The low, they've released it 1,000 times and people are still paying resale for it, which is just, you know, I guess when it gets picked up a lot and people snatch it and it's hard to find, then yeah, you go ahead and pay for it. But I want to show you something here. This double stitch up the back makes it feel like this is a more quality construction on the Dunk. But in all honesty, if you are looking at a shoe and you want to know what the quality of that shoe is, come to the toe of the shoe and just press. And if you don't get any wrinkles under your finger when you press down, that's known as a polyurethane leather. That's a PU. It's a coated leather. So it's a cheaper version of leather that is really difficult to break in, to be honest. So if you wear it, you're going to be walking stiff foot, and that's kind of bugged out. Now, one of the things that trips me out is I used to call Nike on, I used to call fakes on this type of, look at the stars. You see how smooth these are? Right? I had my big finger in there so it went blurry. I used to look at shoes and I would be like, yo, those are fake. That's not pronounced enough. You know, that's fake. But thankfully, I spend a lot of time looking at all of the details, and then I look at my label and everything else, because the quality on these Dunks, man, is just rushed. And where it used to be that you could see these stars in the same way that you could see them on the Air Force One, and yes, I'm bringing this back in so you can see the difference. Matter of fact, put those next to each other. Let's see if I can do this in a better way. Right, side by side. You can see that. I'm keeping that in the back. But look at how much more pronounced the stars are on that Air Force One versus this Dunk. You see what I'm saying? And I used to be like, yo, those are fake. You know what? The quality in Nike, if you don't check every part of your shoes now, the quality, man, is really suspect on some of this stuff. So you got to check all your dates and everything else just to make sure everything is legit. You know what I'm saying? You just have to. So even me doing these videos and giving you guys this information, you have to take what I say with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? Because the quality here, I mean, as far as the paint and everything else, that's okay. Yeah, it's good. But man, those stars at the front, them joints look like they've been worn to death already. But I guess I'll quit complaining about that. People love this shoe. I don't want to sound like I'm hating on it. At least this model is still at retail, which is $115, which has been bumped up from the $100 and $110 price point. Is what it is. When you continuously buy something, Nike's going to find the opportunity to lift the prices, especially with all of the slowdowns in the ports and the excess price of freight. So that is it. Done talking. See you guys on the next one. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Peace.